Alright, welcome back. This is our last reading video for this week, going through Act 5, Scene 1. This is after King Henry has offered peace to Hotspur and the rebels, and Hotspur said to the messenger, Sir Walter Blunt, he said, "Just wait. I'll give you my answer in the morning." This is that morning. Okay, so in their camp at Shrewsbury, Henry and Harry watched the sun rise, red and dim, on the morning of the all-important battle. Worcester and Vernon arrive as messengers from the rebel camp, and Henry addresses Worcester, asking if he is willing to avoid the conflict, which will inevitably be destructive, and to make peace. Worcester says that he would have avoided the conflict if he could have, but that Henry's behavior has made doing so impossible. He takes up Hotspur's accusations to Blunt in Act 4, Scene 3. Reminding Henry that the Percy family gave him assistance when Henry was still the underdog, and that without their help, Henry could never have overthrown Richard II. He says that Henry has become so forgetful of his debts and so hostile towards the Percys lately that the family feels that it has no choice but to flee from court and raise an army to bring about justice. Henry dismisses these charges as mere excuses, declaring that those who are discontented for small and petty reasons and who are driven by the lust for power can always find some reason to try to overthrow those currently in power. Harry then offers a solution. He bids Worcester tell Hotspur that, since the whole world knows what a valiant knight Hotspur is, Harry himself will meet Hotspur in single combat to decide the conflict. This way, he proposes, the many men who would die in a full-fledged battle can be spared. Worcester departs, and Harry and Henry agree that the rebels probably will not accept the offer. Hotspur and the Douglas are both too confident for their chances in pitched battle. Henry departs to prepare his troops, and Harry and Falstaff say their last goodbyes before the fight. After Harry leaves, Falstaff muses about the worthlessness of honor, suggesting that only dead men can keep it, although they get no benefit from it, while the living are forced to suffer on honor's behalf. Okay, so it's a short little scene. We see that the rebels actually do decide that they're going to go ahead with war, which is probably not the wisest decision, but they're now offered a second olive branch to save all their men from a bloody battle. Harry, our beloved Hal, offers to fight Hotspur single-handedly in one-on-one combat to save all their men from bloodshed. And we'll see whether or not that actually happens. So let's go to our text.
Hi, good Sir Michael, bear this sealed brief with winged haste to the How bloodily the sun begins to peer above yon bulky hill. The day looks pale at his distemperature.
The southern wind doth play the trumpet to his purposes, and by his hollow whistling in the leaves foretells a tempest and a blustering day.
Then with the losers let it sympathize, for nothing can seem foul to those that win. How now, my Lord of Worcester? 'Tis not well that you and I should meet upon such terms as now we meet. You have deceived our trust, and made us doff our easy robes of peace to crush our old limbs in ungentle steel. This is not well, my lord, this is not well. What say you to it? Will you again unknit this churlish knot of all-abhorred war, and move in that obedient orb again, where you did give a fair and natural light, and be no more an exhaled meteor, a prodigy of fear, and a portent of broached mischief to the unborn times?
So he's saying, like, what a terrible circumstance that we're meeting each other Will you untie this knot? Will you come back into my obedient orb again? So will you return to my loyalty?
Hear me, my liege. For mine own part, I could be well content to entertain the lag end of my life with quiet hours. For I do protest, I have not sought the day of this dislike.
You have...
And a rebuttal from Worcester saying, listen, I'd love nothing more than to be at peace. I didn't seek out this aggression. You caused this.
Not sorted? How comes it then? Rebellion lay in his way and he found it.
Peace, Jewett, peace.
It pleased your majesty to turn your looks of favour from myself and all our house.
And here we're going to hear the Percys plight for probably, I think, like the 4th time in this play. We're going to hear their whole story again, how they helped Henry come to power, and now Henry isn't treating them well, so this is why they're rebelling. We all know it by now, but we're going to have to listen to it one more time.
And yet I must remember you, my lord. We were the first and dearest of your friends. For you, my staff of office did I break in Richard's time, and posted day and night to meet you on the way and kiss your hand, when yet you were in place and in account nothing so strong and fortunate as I. It was myself, my brother, and his son that brought you home, and boldly did outdare the dangers of the time. You swore to us, and you did swear that oath at Doncaster, that you did nothing purpose against the state, nor claim no further than your new-fallen right, the seat of Gaunt, Dukedom of Lancaster. To this we swore our aid, but in short space it rained down fortune showering on your head, and such a flood of greatness fell on you, what with our help, what with the absent king, what with the injuries of a wanton time, the seeming sufferances that you had borne, and the contrarious winds that held the king so long in his unlucky Irish wars, that all in England did repute him dead. And from this swarm of fair advantages, you took occasion to be quickly wooed, to gripe the general sway into your hand, forgot your oath to us at Doncaster, and being fed by us, you used us so, as that ungentle gull, the cuckoo's bird, useth the sparrow, did oppress our nest, grew by our feeding to so great a bulk, that even our love durst not come near your sight for fear of swallowing. But with nimble wing we were enforced for safety's sake to fly out at your sight and raise this present head, whereby we stand opposed by such means as you yourself have forged against yourself by unkind usage, dangerous countenance, and violation of all faith and troth sworn to us in your younger enterprise.
These things indeed you have articulate, proclaimed at market crosses, read in churches, to face the garment of rebellion with some fine colour that may please the eye of fickle changelings and poor discontents, which gape and rub the elbow at the news of hurly-burly innovation. And never yet did insurrection want such water-colours to impaint his cause, nor moody beggars starving for a time of pell-mell havoc and confusion.
In both your armies there is many a soul shall pay full dearly for this encounter, if once they join in trial. Tell your nephew, the Prince of Wales doth join with all the world in praise of Henry Percy. By my hopes, this present enterprise set off his head. I do not think a braver gentleman, more active valiant, or more valiant young, more daring or more bold, is now alive to grace this latter age with noble deeds.
So here Hal is just he's singing Hotspur's praises. And he starts this speech by saying, listen, so many men, there's many a soul that shall pay fully dearly for this encounter. There's so many men who are going to die if we engage in this battle. And then he goes on to sing Henry Percy's praise with the goal of saying, listen, we all know that if Hotspur and I engage in one-on-one combat, the likelihood of Hotspur winning is great. So what do you have to lose? Let me fight him one-on-one, That way we can save all of our men from having to die for two men's quarrel.
For my part, I may speak it to my shame, I have a truant been to chivalry, and so I hear he doth account me too. Yet this before my father's majesty. I am content that he shall take the odds of his great name and estimation, and will, to save the blood on either side, try fortune with him in a single fight.
And, Prince of Wales, so dare we venture thee. Albeit considerations infinite do make against it no good was to know. We love our people well, even those we love that are misled upon your cousin's part. And will they take the offer of our grace? Both he and they and you, yea, every man shall be my friend again, and I'll be his. So tell your cousin, and bring me word what he will do. But if he will not yield, rebuke and dread correction wait on us, and they shall do their office. So be gone. We will not now be troubled with reply. We offer fair, take it advisedly.
So, kind of like I already mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is, again, an incredible offer from the king. He's saying, we love our people well, even those we love that are misled upon your cousin's part. So he's saying, both men on both sides are my subjects. I love all of them, even those who are fighting with Harry Percy. Take this offer so that we can save as many men as we can. And I promise that after this, I'm not going to be holding grudges against either side. Once this is over, once a single combat has been fought, I'll welcome everyone back into my kingdom.
It will not be accepted on my life. The Douglas and the Hotspur both together are confident against the world in arms.
Hence, therefore, every leader to his charge, for on their answer we will set on them, and God befriend us as our cause is just. Hal, if thou see me down in the battle and bestride me so, 'tis a point of friendship.
Nothing but a Colossus can do thee that friendship. Say thy prayers and farewell.
I would 'twere bedtime, Hal, and all well.
Why, thou owest God a death.
'Tis not due yet. I would be loath to pay him before his day. What need I be so forward with him that calls not on me? Well, 'tis no matter. Honour pricks me on. Yeah, but how if honour prick me off when I come on? How then? Can honour set to a leg? No. Or an arm? No. Or take away the grief of a wound? No. Honour hath no skill in surgery then? No. What is honour? A word. What is that word, honour? A trim reckoning. Who hath it? He that died a Wednesday. Doth he feel it? No. Doth he hear it? No. 'Tis insensible then. Yea, to the dead. But will it not live with the living? No. Why? Detraction will not suffer it. Therefore, I'll none of it. Honour is a mere scutcheon, and so ends my catechism.
This soliloquy delivered by Falstaff is interesting because he takes the opposite view from Hotspur and Harry, and really any other character in this play in regards to honor. And he's essentially saying, why the heck would I want the thing? All these men are willing to die for honor, but honor gives you nothing. Once you attain honor, you lose yourself. Essentially saying, to attain honor, you have to die. You have to give yourself up. So he wants absolutely none of it. And again, it really just shows us there is nothing honorable about Falstaff, to the point where he himself, he's very self-aware. He has no desire to be courageous or to seek honor at all. Alright, so just going over any important questions. He asks, what does Harry do that shows he is a matured man, ready to lead the country? Well, Harry manifests his kingly nature for the first time since his vow of redemption by offering to meet Hotspur in a single combat, full well knowing that his chances of winning are pretty slim. What is clear to the audience about the noble deeds Harry praises in Hotspur? Well, it's clear that the fine qualities that Harry praises in Hotspur are those that he himself aims to attain, but it's also interesting that Harry doesn't even realize just how honorable he is at this moment. So, however, even as Harry is praising Hotspur's honor, his own actions, so his attempt to spare his troops unnecessary bloodshed, proves him honorable in a way that Hotspur is not. Hotspur didn't offer to engage Harry in single combat. Hotspur's not worried about sacrificing hundreds of lives for his plight, whereas Hal is. So in this way, the text suggests that fighting is not the only way to be honorable, and that Harry is honorable in his own way. He is courageous like Hotspur. He is willing to fight, but he's doing so not for his own pride. He's doing it to protect other people. And then number 5, Falstaff's monologue reveals insights both into his character and the practical aspects of honor. We talked a little bit about what it reveals about his character, and it's nothing new. It's just that he has no desire for honor. But it's interesting because his perspective of honor is not wrong. So many of the play's characters fight for honor, but Falstaff undercuts this idea by stating that honor is actually not worth fighting for, because it can do nothing to alleviate the injuries suffered for it. So honor is going to take everything from you, and it's really not going to give much back. Back in the time, this would be a coward's way of thinking, but it is insightful. He's not wrong. Okay, he's maybe not courageous, he's definitely not honorable, but he's also not wrong. And we're going to end this video here. I'll see you in the next one.